So I'm delighted today to be chatting to a lady called Sarah McGill, who lives near Newbury and has set up an amazing new business, and it has been so successful that, Sarah, I understand you're a finalist in this year's National Business Awards. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. For Best New Business, I'm one of, I think, about 15 companies that have been given this privilege of being a finalist, so I'm really pleased.
Blimey! So this is a national award. So, and it's all about you've identified a gap in the market for bags for women. Now, tell us how this all started and how your background kind of led to you to how you developed this concept.
Okay, I haven't got a background in designing at all, actually. My love of bags, of all handbags of all sorts, comes from when I was an air stewardess. I worked for Gulf Air, lived in the Middle East, and I flew internationally from there. And that's when my love of a handbag started. I developed quite a habit and ended up with a number of them, all of them fake, because there's no way I could have afforded the originals. But that's where I came to appreciate really good quality and really good workmanship, because I knew the best places to go in Bangkok for a good copy or anywhere else I was going. And what I would do, just because of my own interest, I would go into the real designer shop and have a really good look at the product. And then I was able to identify the best fakes. And I got to love because although it was a fake, the craftsmanship was so good on some of them. I mean, obviously there's a lot of nonsense out there. So that's how it started, was just appreciating and identifying a brand, why that bag was selling well, why it was as popular as it was, and identifying a good quality, I guess. So that's how my love of bags started then, and I built up quite a collection. But it was when I was working for big corporations and I was commuting. So I worked for Oracle and Microsoft and Wolseley Group. I was commuting with a bag, and I was always sort of choosing, am I going to take my backpack that's comfortable, and that is I used to get a really bad neck carrying a laptop. It's really heavy with all the other bits, the charging cable and shoes and things like that. So if I was just going on a normal day, I'd take my backpack, which I thought was ugly. I didn't really like it, but it was good for my posture and for commuting. Or if I was going out after work, or if I was going to a bigger meeting, I'd take my tote, which was much more stylish, and I enjoyed carrying it that way. But it would cut into my shoulders. It's just not meant to carry the weight of a laptop. So I got the idea in my head that there must be some. I must be missing a trick.
There must be a bag out there that would be comfortable and stylish for a woman to carry a laptop, basically.
I mean, it sounds basic, but it became obvious that I was looking for the Holy Grail, a bag that was comfortable to carry and looks nice and didn't scream, I'm carrying a £1,000 laptop in my bag. And that's, I realised since doing surveys on the subject, that it's a massive thing for women. They're carrying a £1,000 laptop in their bag. They feel really vulnerable when commuting and on the underground and things. So they want a bag that looks nice, it's comfortable, and is secure. And when I was asking other women on my commute and my colleagues, it seemed that I was asking for the Holy Grail, and I would go back to my flying days where I would go into shops looking at what products were available. There didn't seem to be that option. So I decided to make it myself.
Okay, so you've had a successful professional life, but designing and manufacturing bags, it was not something you'd ever done before. Nothing close to it.
No, nothing close to it. So I'd had this idea, and it had been building, and this fire in my belly had been building about it over a number of years. But I was thinking, well, why doesn't someone do this? Well, why doesn't someone? I couldn't understand. And then I thought, well, why don't I? And then I thought, but I haven't got the background. I didn't go to fashion school. I don't know. I can't make it. I mean, I can barely sew a button on, you know. Who am I to think that I can do this when people, huge businesses have been doing this? Like you think of the Samsonite and the Tumi, and they've been doing this for years and years and years. Who am I to think I can do it? I thought that sort of gave me the shove. I thought, why can't I? Why can't I do it? So I decided, well, I was still working, and I decided that in my spare time, I'd start looking into it. And it started from there. I got on a train one day. I went to a textile fair, not knowing what on earth I was doing or who I needed to talk to. But I just started asking people, and most people are kind. And most people will think, oh, well, she's a bit of an idiot. She doesn't know what she's talking about, but I'll help her. And some people like to chat about what they're doing. And that's how it started.
Blimey, so did you know you wanted it to be made from leather? Did you have that decision in your head?
No. No. The reason it's made from leather is because I sent a survey out on the subject, which hundreds of women actually answered. And that was one of the questions I asked them. There were others like, what do you like about your bag? What don't you like about your bag? What do you wish your bag had? What would you like it to look? What would you like it to be made of? What colour would you like the hardware to be? Would you make use of a bag? Would you find it useful to have a bag that could be converted from a backpack to a shoulder bag? All of these questions. And I designed the bag, although I had quite a good idea in my mind what I wanted to do. My bag is very much based heavily on feedback. I've listened to what people are telling me. I've listened to the problems that they've had. And I think the bag that I've ended up with really addresses most of those issues.
Mm. So, and leather was the most popular material, was it, from the surveys?
Leather. Because leather is it brings the smart element into it. So it's a beautiful tactile, and that's another thing, is that women like the feel of it. They love the smell. I've got quite used to people smelling my laptop bag, which was strange at the beginning, but it's such beautiful soft leather, and that brings the style and the comfort into it rather than the practical HP issue
kind of black canvas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so obviously you needed to find someone to make it. How that must be quite a specialist field. How did you do that?
How I did that was I went to 2 different fairs. I went to the Spring Fair, which is a huge one, an annual one in the NEC in Birmingham, and I went to a Let's Make It British conference. So I went to a trade show where everybody in there was a British manufacturer. And for me, it was really important they were made in the UK. I've always championed local and wanted it to be made in this country. And also, not just because I was supporting UK manufacturing, but because I wanted to know that the working conditions were really good. I could get in the car and drive there and walk in at any time. There was no communication issue. There's no time delay. There's no customs. There's so many benefits with working with British companies. And so it was there that I found my manufacturer. So I talked to many, but I really like this manufacturer. They're based in Somerset. They're 4th generation leather workers. It used to be a tan yard. They're still in the same premises as they were all that time ago. It used to be a tan yard, and then 4 generations of the same family have been producing beautiful artisan leather crafts ever since. And I just, it's become one of my favourite places to go. I absolutely love it there. So that's how I found them. And then with regards to the hardware, so when I describe hardware, for example, this is hardware, the badge. And then you've got
this is any metal on
any metal. So then I wanted that to be from the UK as well, which is it's more expensive to get it from the UK. I could have had them made in China, and they'd have been cheaper. but I wanted the quality. I wanted the solid. They're solid brass. They're forged from solid brass. So most of the hardware is made in Cheshire, and they're a saddlery, equestrian company. Actually, they make equestrian pieces for the Queen, for her horses.
Okay.
So it's a lovely story. And so they forge specialist pieces for me, but also pieces that they already stock. So I have those made there. I have the badge made up in Lancashire, which is something completely different again. And then you get the woven labels, the labels inside. So they're made then up in Lancashire as well. I use a company in Berkshire to sew my dust bags. My boxes are from down in Cornwall, and I use a local company in Newbury to make my banners and things like that. So everything, I know where everything comes from, and I love that.
And presumably it reflects in the price a little bit. It's a premium product.
It does. You can't. I could get this made probably for 2/3 of the price, but the quality wouldn't be the same. The leather is. I had samples made in India, and while the workmanship, just to compare, I wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing. And while the workmanship, the craftsmanship was beautiful, the quality of the materials in the UK is just it exceeds anything I've seen anywhere else.
So hopefully, I mean, you buy cheap, you buy twice, don't you? So people will know they're investing in a bag that will last them probably their whole professional life.
I am so certain of the quality of my products that I offer a traditional lifetime guarantee.
Blimey.
So you only buy it once. Hopefully you love it so much you buy another colour, but you'll only ever have to buy it once, because I am that certain of the quality, which I wouldn't have been able to do had it made abroad, perhaps. And also there's the time difference, and I'll get it back to you, but it'll take 4 weeks. I wanted to know that I could provide that extra thing. So yes, it's got a lifetime guarantee.
Sure. And we haven't actually said what the name of it was. What did you end up calling the bag?
So do you mean my company? Yeah, company.
Both, yeah.
Okay. So my company is called Alder, like the tree.
Okay.
So when I was naming my company, I wanted it to have something to do with me, the company name, but I didn't want it to be Sarah's Bags or something like that. And so that was one of the hardest things I found, was finding a name for my company. I did some research I wanted it to have something to do with my Welsh roots. And so I did some research into ancient Celtic mythology. And they associate when you're born with a plant, an animal, and a tree. And my tree is the alder. And the alder tree is known for its protective qualities, which for a laptop bag is perfect. The alder moon is seen as a time of balance between male and female. An alder tree is resilient. In fact, there's loads of alders in Berkshire. Around Thatcham Lake, for example, full of alder trees, which I didn't realise before, because they can grow when not many trees can grow. They can grow with their roots in the water and their branches in the air. And that, again, is seen as a balance between male and female, which in the working world is great. So it's called Alder, and alderstyle.com.
Okay. And the name of the bags themselves? Do you have it?
I haven't named the bags. So I've got the laptop bag that can be I'll just show you. So this is the laptop bag. This is the big bag, and it's lined inside. But this is the one that can be used as a backpack, or you can use it as a shoulder bag. I haven't given it a name.
Well, the Alder laptop bag, I suppose, is
because I have one design at the moment. I've got the laptop bag, the laptop sleeve, and the wallet. But in September, I'm introducing a tote bag in with a thick strap, comfortable, padded, protective. And so I think I might do a little poll. What shall I call them? I don't know. That's the next thing.
So so for people who can't see what we're talking about, they don't look like a laptop bag. It's a lovely, soft, lush bag, a kind of rectangular bag with a strap on it, and at the top. So you slide the laptop in from the top rather than...
Yeah. I would slide the laptop in, but I'm on my laptop now talking to you, so I can't. But yes, the bag it just looks like a nice, beautiful, soft leather bag. And I purposely put the zip across the front for security. So when you wear it as a backpack or a shoulder bag against the body, you can wear that against the body. And if you can imagine, nobody's getting in. Nobody can. I had an email from someone yesterday, a customer, who said, I absolutely love this. He said, I live in Spain and someone stole my daughter's laptop out of her backpack on the underground and she didn't even know, because the zip is there for anybody to go into. But if you wear that flush against your back, there's no way that anybody can get in there, you see. So
you've designed your bag so the zip is against your back, not on the outside. Perfect. I mean, that's such a kind of no-brainer, isn't it?
You just think, how can nobody have done that before, you know? So yes, you're perfect. You're safe in the knowledge that nobody's getting in there when you're traveling. And then it's got a discreet side pocket here, which you wouldn't particularly notice. And then you put your travel card or your phone or your purse in the side pocket, so you don't have to rifle around when you're at the ticket booth or the check-in desk or to get your passport.
Brilliant. And the kind of ergonomics of the bag, did you get any advice from, I don't know, an osteopath, or how do you design how wide the straps need to be or what angle everything is?
Okay, so what I did, I haven't spoken to an osteopath, no. But what I did do is when the bag was at a point where I thought I'd got, that's it now, and I think this is right, I give 3 of them out to 3 women who used them for 3 weeks. I have a number of 3. 3 is a number for me. And they used it, and I said, don't be shy with it. Use it. I don't want you to worry about it or putting it on, just use it. And I need your genuine feedback. And I learned so much from that. They went out. I said, I don't want to hear from you for 3 weeks, although it's going to be really hard for me. Just go out and use it. And actually, I changed bits and bobs based on the feedback that they give me. For example, the bag was a little wider before, and the feedback was that it meant that the straps would slip down. So being a designer and having it based in the UK meant that I could just change that, and that's the joy of it. So I slimmed it down, give it back to them, and it worked well.
Brilliant. I mean, obviously, not everybody's the same size, so you need flexibility, don't you?
You do, which is one of the reasons that I have these adjusters there, so you can make it much longer. And in the winter as well, when you're wearing a winter coat, so you need to adjust the straps longer. And then in the summer, if you're just wearing a shirt or something, you can make them shorter. It needs to work with you. You need to be the boss, not the bag. That's what I think.
So, and obviously there's one thing to design a product, get it manufactured, and then you've got to sell it. So how do you...
That's the hard bit. That is the hard bit. First thing is I built up an awareness of my product before it was available to buy. I use social media a lot, because it's an absolutely fantastic tool.
Especially something like this, I think.
It's visual. Instagram, I think, works particularly well because it's a very visual. Twitter, I find a bit more tricky. But I involved everyone in the entire process, in every decision I made. And so people were genuinely interested. And then when they started to buy them, it was word of mouth. It's people saying, I can't believe that we haven't had this. Do you remember when suitcases used to carry them and they didn't have wheels on them? And you just think, what was wrong with us all those years? It was such a simple thing to put wheels on a bag. And it was a bit like that, really. And I find it the hardest thing is to build brand awareness, get people aware of my brand when I'm only one person without a huge marketing budget. That definitely is an issue. The nomination for the award that we spoke of really helps as well, and makes it sound like it is a thing. It is not just my little idea. It's a business.
It is a thing. And presumably you're going to have men buying them as well. It doesn't just have to be for women, does it? Would it work for a man, the bag?
You know what? I'm guilty of being very much, I've been thinking of women. I've been thinking of, what that
would
is
work for a woman.
I haven't, and since it was Christmas time that men had said, I was going into big corporations in London, and I was pulling my bags out and everybody was having a look and things like that before Christmas. And men were saying, well, why haven't you if you had that for a man, I'd buy it. And another thing they were saying was, why don't you offer black? Because I have British Berry Red, I got a sore throat. British Berry Red, Artisan Clay, and Heritage Navy. Those are my three colours. And they said, well, why don't you have black? And I said, well, I was trying to offer something different, actually. But the feedback was, I know, but I still would like black. So I've introduced black now into the collection as well. And I am thinking of making things for men as well. I just think I need to concentrate on what I know at the moment. And then there's no saying that I won't go that way.
But what's to stop a man using the bags that you already designed?
A man bought a berry red, this is the berry red, a berry red wallet for his own use from me. And I don't think I showed I was surprised, but I was surprised. And I think that's me. I think I need to have a word with myself about that and stop being so tunnel vision with it, because you're absolutely right. There's no reason why a man couldn't.
I wouldn't, I'd make it gender neutral because they're handsome. They're flexible, but they're handsome as well as feminine. Is my impression of them. So,
and also they can wear them across body as well. And yes, Penny, I must work on that.
You've got a whole nother lot of customers out there you didn't realise.
I'm cutting off half the customers.
Well, listen, best of luck. When will you know about the National Women's Business Award?
I won't know until the night of the award ceremony, which is the end of November. At the moment, it's a black tie do, and I'm going to take my sister, and we're going to have a lovely time. I'm just, with the COVID things. I mean, I hope it's not a Zoom call. I'll be sitting in black tie in my living room, but whatever. That's the night. The awards will go ahead, whatever. I should imagine, just whether it's there at the time. At the time, excuse me. So it's the end of November, but there's lots to achieve before then. Lots to achieve.
So in the meantime, your website is alderstyle.com. Yes. And people can see photographs and they can buy from directly from your website.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all of my tags, Alder Style, actually. Alder Style on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Alder Style on all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I'm watching the video you've got here of someone demonstrating the versatility of the different ways you can wear the bag. And it's really clever the way you've designed that strap system.
Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, listen, best of luck with the award. And you're a true inspiration to anybody who's just got an idea and realises there's a huge gap in the market. And why
Do you
not?
know, my advice would be just start. Just start. And also do your research. That's really important. Listen to people and ask people, because you can't possibly think of everything. You need to listen to people.
And it's deciding who, what, as you say, what relationships, what partners you want to trust, and you picking the right people to work with.
Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well done. So do you work from home, or do you have an office somewhere?
I'm in the bedroom at the moment. My 3 children are homeschooling. My husband's working at home as well. So it's quite cosy. But I'm very fortunate that I can just work around the children. And they're a bit older now. They're 13 and I've got twin girls who are 10. So I've been at my dressing table for over lockdown, but I've got used to it. I quite like it. I do intend one day to have an office of my own, but we'll work up to it.
Lovely. Well, best of luck, and we'll watch out for your social media and follow your progress. And you deserve. Hopefully, you deserve to win the award, because you've been so brave and innovative and entrepreneurial to go from nothing to developing this fantastic product.
Oh, thank you, Penny. I'm grateful for that. I shall keep you informed.